Hello, I'm Jordan, and today I will be presenting to you a critical investigation on the work of a coach. Within the presentation, I'll be drawing upon my own coaching experiences and comparing them against current coaching strategies. I will also be providing a theoretical analysis of a significant other that has shaped and moulded me into the person I am today. With the use of vast literature, I aim to reflect the complexity of coaching, expressing the contextually rich role a coach has through the use of images. A quick brief of my experience. I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to coach the second team at the University of Bath. I was coaching a group of students ranging from final year students to first year students. The session took place on the university campus and was for a duration of 60 minutes. The coaches liaised alongside myself throughout the session, offering me help and providing guidance when needed. My coaching experience has provided me with the alternate perspective of what it is like to coach at a high level. As a coach, my utmost responsibility is to conduct myself in a manner far beyond reproach at all times. The demonstration of correct behaviours, actions, provides me with the ability to influence physiologically, psychologically and morally on myself, others and my surroundings. Marushka, 2008. However, the implementation of such behaviours does not always result in positive outcomes. In consideration with the foregoing, due to rugby being a fast-paced, high-intensity contact sport, athletes' emotions can and will flare. With the addition of forever changing environments and the vast amount of personalities, the chances of a clash of egos is inevitable. Thus, the importance of adaptability has within sports coaching. Jowett and Cockrell, 2002, stated that the importance of coaches' ability to adapt and accommodate different players' needs. Thus, the important interaction has between the coach and the athlete when building a relationship. To have the ability to adapt, you must participate in appropriate interactions between yourself and the athlete. Otherwise, interactions that are deemed as not important weakens the relationship, producing a breach in the dyad between the coach and the athlete, which forests a breakdown in the relationship, breeding coach-athlete conflict. Podolsky et al. 2002. This was evident in my coaching experience. As a student myself and part of the same club and society, I tend to interact with the same teammates in a jokey manner quite a lot. Past interactions later showed to be the catalyst to a heated interaction between myself and somebody that I was coaching during my experience. And the lack of appropriate interactions between myself and this other individual resulted in him having very little respect for me as a coach, as he only saw me as a teammate, essentially. Burkitt, 1997, suggested that an individual's emotions are formed through their social interactions. Individuals look to express their emotions through verbal or physical communication. The implementation of emotion generates effective communication, as emotion offers a feeling of relatability and understanding. John and Gross. From my personal experience, I acknowledged that the interactions you have with individuals do indeed shape their emotions and the way they later communicate to you. And looking back, I was able to understand why he did feel the way he felt and why he reacted in the way he did, and his expression of emotion was allowed me to understand where he was coming from and have a sense of relatedness and have a sense of understanding, essentially. The next slide is an image of an individual that has moulded me into the person I am today. This individual was my rugby coach throughout sixth form. For the purpose of this presentation, we'll call him Dave. Dave is an ex-English rugby union player who has played for the likes of Worcester Warriors and London Welsh in the Aviva Championship. Dave's coaching philosophy was extremely militant, with a zero-tolerance attitude towards maximal effort and always being the best you could possibly be. No excuse was ever good enough in regard to situations that were controllable, such as completing gym sessions or completing extras after training. To achieve optimal performance, Dave would implement the method of achievement goal theory, AGT. Achievement goal theory refers to two climate dimensions that are suggested to embrace important and differential implications for motivation, achievement-related cognitions, behaviours and effective responses in the context of sport, Ames 1992. Dave would create climates that had elements of both task and ego-involving features. He would place a large emphasis on effort and athletes' personal improvement, as well as rivalry among fellow teammates, and reward punishments for mistakes. He'd like to create climates like this, as he always wanted us as athletes to challenge each other and challenge ourselves and always want to get better. And rather than it always come from him, he would like to create a climate where we would challenge each other and the onus was left with the athletes. Findings by Alvarez in 2012 outlined an overall support for the implementation of achievement goal theory in regard to task orientation. The findings stated that the implementation of ego-orientated climates would not be beneficial for young athletes, and that more task-orientated climates would be positively related to athletes' satisfaction, competence, autonomy, and relatedness. Conversely, work by Nicholas in 1989 suggested that achievement goal theory implies that levels of perceived competence act as a moderator for the relationship between ego goal emphasis and achievement-related behaviour, cognition, and effect. The implementation of this method is related to athletes that are comfortable in their ability. Therefore, an ego-oriented climate would not likely have a negative effect on the athlete's satisfaction. So this links back to Dave creating a climate where we would always want to outdo each other. That sort of environment where athletes are comfortable in their own ability, they're able to thrive in them, as the theory shows. Dave implemented a more ego-orientated climate as he believed in the competence of his athletes. This is supported by Alvarez et al. 2012, that the research suggested that competent athletes would enjoy greater autonomy in ego-involving climates. Overall, I would consider Dave to be one of, if not the best coaches I have ever experienced. The 2 years I spent under his management, I was able to learn so much, not only as an athlete, but as a man, and develop into the player that I am today. The pressure he placed on mistakes worked as a motivator to get better. As a coach, he was not only able to influence me on the pitch, but also as an individual. On Octopus, I know a bit strange when talking about coaching, but octopuses are known for their ability to change the colour of their skin. The characteristic enables octopuses to adapt to their surroundings to avoid predators or to catch things like prey. In regards to coaching, the ability to adapt to your surroundings derives from the combination of nested decision-making processes, otherwise known as professional judgment and decision-making, PJDM, Collins & Collins, 2016. From my coaching experience, I've learned that in order to be a good coach, you have to be adaptable. And due to the quality of coaching being dependent on a coach's professional judgment decision-making expertise, combined with necessary knowledge in a particular area, Collins & Collins, 2016. Linking back to Jowett and Cockrell's 2002 research regarding adaptability, due to inconsistent environments and different personalities within a sporting organisation, the importance of adaptability places within a coach's arsenal is very high. Sports coaching is about stimulating the athlete while also sustaining participation and optimising performance. Fletcher and Scott, 2010. Therefore, by being adaptable, you can ensure that athletes stay stimulated and continue to participate, as your ability enables you to cater for different athletic needs, personalities, and characteristics. With the foregoing, although coaches may be open-minded to change when considering new coaching methods, however, lack of vital knowledge surrounding the area results in the inability to transfer the positive aspects of a process, and this refers to being adaptable. The lack of knowledge also means the inability to be creative, coming up with new effective methods. Collins et al. 2014. Knowledge plays such a vital role in being adaptable, as it enables coaches to extract the good from a given method and understand the possible negative effects some processes might possess. For the future and the development of myself, I would look to increase my professional judgment decision-making prowess through exposing myself to vast sporting environments and coaching styles. The vast exposure provides me with multiple perspectives, and through the exposure and the different perspectives I'm exposed to, I can come up with more effective methods. When creative methods reflect the context of an application, you are then considered adaptable. And if I had the ability to be adaptable and accommodating in my personal coaching experience, that experience would have been very different, in the sense of being able to deal with heated situations as a coach and prevent them from happening. That ability to be adaptable enables you to see things like that happening and prevent them from even happening. And that's the best thing about being adaptable, is that you are able to, I know it sounds silly, but adjust to your surroundings and ensure that you're doing your job as a coach, which is to ensure optimal performance, stimulate athletes, and sustain participation. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy my presentation.